everyone. I'm Barbara Hartley, Executive Director of the Downtown Arts District. Welcome to the first of 2 virtual art receptions. We know that you all can't join us in person, so we're having this special virtual reception for you to be able to see the art up close and in person here at City Arts. And we did have an opening last Thursday, on Third Thursday, so check out our website at downtownartsdistrict.com to see more of the art. Thank you. Tonight we're featuring 3 art exhibits: #Say Their Names by Radha Mehta, Environmental Art by Julio Sanchez, and Aesthetic Mix in the Young Artists Gallery. And now you're going to hear from our Marketing and Development Manager, Ha'ani Hogan. Ha'ani, take it away.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Hi, everyone. I'm Ha'ani Hogan, the Development and Marketing Manager at the Downtown Arts District. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm thrilled for you to hear a little bit more about all of the exhibits from our artists. But before we get to that point, I do want to share a little bit of information with you about how you can support our artists that are at City Arts all the time, actually. And so I'm going to share my screen just so you can take a look at what the opportunities are here. Give me just 1 minute. And we are there. So if you haven't been there before, our website is the downtownartsdistrict.com. So if you go to the downtownartsdistrict.com, you get this automatic COVID-19 alert because we are in a pandemic. But if you click out of that, you can take a look at our website. So what you do is you would click on our hamburger, which is on the top right-hand corner, and you can see City Arts. And under City Arts, we have all of our different exhibition spaces at City Arts. For the time that it takes to load, I guess what we'll take a look at is what the signature gallery downstairs looks like, just for an example. So wait a few minutes or a few seconds for it to load, and then we have, boom, one of our exhibits that's currently on display at City Arts. You have Bombshell Masquerading Warfare by Ben Bisacum. You can have there's the exhibit description and marketing materials, a video, and then also all of the artwork that Ben has for sale in the gallery at the moment. So that's just one way to know, and if you go back to the hamburger and click on City Arts, you can navigate through all of the different gallery spaces at City Arts. But another option that we have, if you go through the hamburger and you go to our shop, let's go back to this page here because it's probably a little bit better so you can see the process, and you click on shop. That shows a different section of our website that is merchandise that we have for sale that was so nicely designed by our branding agency Remixed. And so we have all of these cute little items that are for sale, and you can directly support Downtown Arts District by purchasing them. So what I have on this website, or what I did have on this website, is an example of the City Signs tote. As you can see on this tote bag, it's a bunch of the iconic signs in Orlando, like Wally's, Skycraft, Parts and Surplus, the Welcome to Orlando sign, Beefy King. Yeah, just all of these really cute and iconic things in Orlando. So that's just another way that you can support our organization. So I'm going to stop sharing here. So now that I've shared all of that information with you, I think we're ready to get started with the show. So let's hear a little bit from Kat, who is at City Arts now. Enjoy.
Hello everybody, Kat Quast here, Operations and Events Manager at the Downtown Arts District City Arts. You're going to hear my voice a lot tonight, so I just thought I'd say hi. I'm standing with the great mask. Enjoy the show. Hi everybody, I'm Kat, and I'm standing in the upstairs Signature B gallery, looking at the Radha Mehta show called Say Their Names. And this is a beautiful exhibit with lots of color and bright and life, but yet when you see it, it's also very powerful and very true tribute to a lot of people who have lost their lives. But I'm here with the artist, the beautiful and lovely Radha Mehta, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her show. Hi.
Hey, So thank you so much for having me be a part of this. This is actually the debut launch of the Say Their Name series. It's something that had actually, that I had started working on after learning of Breonna and George Floyd's death and Ahmaud Arbery, and those are the first three that I had learned of. And I just felt that I needed to learn more about who they were while they were alive. And from that moment is when I felt activated to not only learn more about Black Lives Matter and the movement and the several Black lives lost due to police brutality. I just kept making more and more and more paintings, and in the process that I do a lot of research in terms of wanting to learn of the obituaries and learn about the things that their family members had to say about them in such loving ways. And then you see that contrast with how their lives were stolen, taken in such unjust ways. It really does something to you, for sure. And I feel like raising awareness is just one thing, but to actually, that kind of awareness actually leads to greater change. But truth be told, I actually just did the series just for myself, and it was my brother that saw a few of these images and shared it with a few activists that are part of the Black Lives Matter movement, and they all encouraged me to share it to a larger audience, and so that's what became this exhibit. And I've been grateful and honored that it has raised awareness to a lot of folks who don't know about these lives, that don't know about these stories told from their loved one's perspective. And I believe that that's just a step in the right direction of creating and activating change and being more inclusive in everything that we do, and hopefully, ideally, dismantling racism.
That's fabulous. You
So,
know what is striking though is how beautiful and colorful and magnificent this art is. And so to me, it's uplifting and sad. And so I don't know what to do. My emotions are all over the place. So tell us a little bit about what made you decide to do that.
Yeah, sure. So I've been doing watercolor art for quite some time, and my go-to is always incorporating all different types of vivid and bright colors. And when I was working on the first three of Breonna, George, and Ahmaud, I just felt that the colors stood out to me in terms of speaking to their personalities. And you know, the point is really it's just to engage you into the actual portrait itself. But then once you actually read the tribute, you do feel sad. And I think that one of the members who came to the exhibit opening last night, they shared with me, they texted me, I saw a text this morning, where they felt that this art really invoked emotions. At first they were drawn into the actual painting itself, the beauty and the tribute of their lives that they actually lived. But then once they read the actual tributes, it is depressing for sure. But then the whole idea is that when you combine the two, when you get drawn in, and then when you want to learn more about this person, then that's the idea for activating someone. So, but my use of colors is really just because that's what makes me feel uplifted, and I feel that their stories need to be told need to be shared in beautiful ways and uplifting ways, because they are fellow human beings, and their lives need to be respected as so.
It's exactly how I felt reading it though, and looking at it. You're exactly right. You hit it exactly right, because you know it is beautiful, and you feel like you get to see them. Oh, you almost feel them alive, right? Instead of just all of the negative that goes with this Black Lives Matter and how you know. But it's really. And I'm going to pan a little bit. It really is that we have these all over the room, and this is not all.
This is not all.
This is just
This is just. I only had room for 35 of these paintings, but I have at least 50 to several. And a part of me, I mean, obviously, I wish a memorial like this would never have to exist. But on the flip side, I'm honored to be one of many storytellers and allies in this movement of just being able to share these stories. So if you give me the space, I will be more than happy to share the stories. They are beautiful, and I just hope that anyone that does come through this exhibit really take their time to learn their stories, and that does take time. and really do be able to learn what this exhibit really means. So
I hope so too. So now tell me some about, we have some other art and some,
Yes.
tell me about a little bit more of your art.
Yes.
Outside of this, because
absolutely.
it is so beautiful and, you know.
Yeah, so I was offered some additional space with these movable walls, and part of like my origin of watercolor art, it started with women empowerment, and really with the love language of affirmations. I recognize that I am one of those people that do feel uplifted with affirmations, and you know, when I tell others that, you know, they have the power to do, they have the power to make change in wonderful ways, and then when I hear that from myself, I feel empowered. And so a lot of times, like the art that I have here, for instance, is part of a series called I Am Love. So with each of these paintings, it includes like part of my origin, the South Asian origin of mandalas, and then like some element of nature, definitely a woman as a centerpiece, and then 4 phrases. And they all differ according to these paintings, but the one thing that's definitely consistent across all is I am love. And that means I am loved and I am loving towards others. And it's one of those things that when you tell yourself that, and when you're able to share that with others, it's just the mood definitely lifts up in wonderful ways. So
They're really fabulous.
Thank
really
you.
fabulous. So we appreciate having you here so much. I know it is. It's always great to see such beautiful art like this.
Thank you.
And it's good to learn some things too.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to tell us? You're from San Francisco, right?
Yeah, so I'm actually, I mean, I was raised here in Orlando, so Orlando is like my true hometown. I have a special connection here. My family is here. So I was very grateful to be offered this opportunity to have this debut here in Orlando. And I do commute between here and San Francisco. And you know, it's a very different mindset out there, and I do appreciate that there's an appreciation for creativity and for arts now in both locations, and I'm able to cultivate that, and I'm able to be a part of the artistic movement in general. So yeah, I mean, Orlando will always be my home. That's where my family is based, and I'm so grateful that Orlando is becoming open-minded to including diversity and including more arts in all their programming.
Awesome, great. So last thing, can you tell them where they can follow your art, your Instagram or your website?
Absolutely. The easiest is my website is radhamehta.gallery, radhamehta.gallery. And then I have my art Instagram account, which is radhamehta_art. And then for this specific project, it's actually a database that has several of these tributes where you can search. It's called saytheirnames.memorial. So the website is actually saytheirnames.memorial, and the Instagram account is the same, so saytheirnames.memorial.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate having you here. So, hi, I'm Kat, and I'm standing in City Arts in the Mahesh Family Foundation Spotlight Gallery, and this month we have Julio Sanchez, or
Julan.
Yeah. And so he's going to take us through his show and tell you a little bit about it. So you can take it away.
First, let me say thank you for the opportunity to show my art again in this special place for me. In this show, environmental art, I try to show to the people the thing that we can do with many things that people throw away as trash, but we can make art. We can give you another opportunity to those things. And at the same time, we help the planet, because the planet is our home. That's why I try to do art with everything that people throw away. Yeah.
No, that's fabulous. All right, so you told me earlier that there's one piece that kind of signifies the show. Can we start with that one? The fish?
Oh, the fish. Yeah, of course. This is very special for me. I was inspiring the fish. I like the fish, like the Caribbean. I grown up in a town that I can see the ocean. But in this time, it's very difficult for those fish. For example, I went to the beach with my family in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. My wife and my little kid was enjoying the beach. I was picking all those stuff that you can find over here. That was like a 4 or 5 feet to the ocean. Even some of those already was on the ocean, and the ocean put it out again. But if you can see all the things that we throw away, all those things is the thing that the fish, all the beings in the ocean are eating. For example, here it is in nature, in the color, it's alive. But tomorrow that will be dead. You can see the eyes. I put the cross, and this is a mirror. This is a plastic. Look, all those things we throw away, and that's mean the future. Not even for the fish, even for the next generation, our kid or our grandkid. That's the main idea for this show. I try to pick it up things that can help the planet. That's the main idea. Maybe if I found 2 or 3 people that say, oh, that's good, I want to do something, that's my legacy. That's the part that I want to do. I do art, that's my legacy, my artistic. But if I can do something better with art, it's a great idea for me. I don't know for you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to pan in the room. You can tell us about some of them. This one is fabulous. This is actually on a door,
Yeah,
right?
I call this one Time to Love. In this difficult time that we're living right now, many difficult things, we need to thinking about the love, because we need to love our brother, family, friends, neighbor. And this is a door. If you can see here, that was a door that I found. Somebody in my neighborhood throw away. I say, no. This is an art. And I found this is another part of wood. This is cardboard. I use
Cardboard, you got a light fixture. This
the tape for the construction, for the drywall. And this part is mirror that I found it. This is canvas. This piece had different materials. For example, that was trash. But I don't know if maybe this piece will be in the museum. Maybe in 50 years or 100 years or 60 years, somebody will be talking about this. And this is the important for the art.
Yeah.
It's many different things. For example, I was collecting all the cup of the water that I drink. I put it in the basket, and I put it, and I collect a lot of plastic cup. This one I call the robotic friends. It's like a group of robots, but friends, see? Mm-hmm. And all those materials, washes, that's is plastic, all those mirrors, all those things I found in the street. The people throw away all those things. This is the artistic Quixote. This piece is very special. I like it. Quixote is a very popular book. They have more than 400 years. That was wrote by Miguel de Cervantes in Spain. And in the history, he became crazy looking for his love, for his woman. Well, I try to put it here in peace. I don't like to put it like a crazy. But at the same time, I was inspiring my art, and I put all those brushes that I used for years. And I was thinking that he was an artist, And that's why I called the artistic Quixote. I made a frame too, you see. All those wood, I found it. And I made the frame, the holes. I put the wires that I found. I made those pieces too in the mold.
Beautiful.
And those are part of the art. This is
T-shirts for
T-shirt from my artwork. I call this tribute to Africa. It's the relationship I wish for every family, every community, no matter what you race, no matter what your colors, that we need to be together. And I made those by myself too.
I like it.
And look this. You see what is this? That was a drawer.
Oh, it's a drawer. See, I was thinking it was a stool. But
I painted this in 2011, so this is not something that I start now.
Right. You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, a long time ago I do. If I drive and I saw something in the street, I stop because it's something inside me. My soul called me, hey Julio, this is art.
This is art. Yeah, this is your map piece. This is really lovely.
This is beautiful. And I think this is one of the best one for me because represent the Orlando city, the central Florida. I found this map on the dumpster too. And I saw it, I said, oh, Orlando, no, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe this piece, some office, some important office for the city, they want to buy the piece and can be forever. And I pick it up. And it's art 101%. If you can see here, this is my old palette. Years and years. It's part of my soul over there.
Yeah.
It's part of my life, artistic life. I put it here, I am in Art Legends. Different thing. This is my your son art. It's like a talking. And you can find maybe your neighbor if you like the pieces. If you find your house over there, buy this piece and you have something unique.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have this. You told me that this frame, somebody threw that frame away. And
Yeah,
you fixed
somebody
it?
throw away. You can see there's a little damage here, but for me it's art. Art don't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
In art, you never found the perfect. No, never. Maybe you can be like a realistic artist, but you never paint somebody real.
Yeah.
You know, it's something.
It's true.
But art, I give you the opportunity to the frame. I cut a wood, and I paint that one in 2020.
Yeah.
That was a special day. It's like an interpretation. It's like an alien woman, if you can see. But at the same time, it's crime. If you can see she's crying for the same situation that we're living right now in the 2020.
It's true.
But this unique frame become a unique piece of art. The same thing in the artistic cities.
Yeah, I love these. I love the cityscapes with your paintbrushes.
Paintbrushes that you don't use anymore. I say I don't need to throw away. Those are electric boards, like a memory for computer.
Yeah, circuit boards,
All those circuit boards I found, computer, television, radio. I take all those parts and I integrate in my artwork.
Awesome.
That one is the same concept.
Yeah.
And you can see here, the difference, this one is, the people is enjoying. If you see the group of people, they are enjoying the city.
Yeah, hopefully one day they'll get to get out back in the city and enjoy each other again, right?
I wish that, and we need it. We need to be together again, enjoying the art.
Yeah.
Art is very special for everybody. For me, it's a therapy, because my history, I have an accident in 2000. I was on bed for 11 years, 11 months.
Wow.
Sorry. I had surgery in my back. In that time, I took the art, like my partner. I had the talent since I was a kid, but I never put attention.
Yeah.
In that time, that helped me to get out.
A new Julio was born. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Everybody should come to City Art and see this because it looks so much better in person than it does on my camera.
Don't forget to bring the mask. I take it out because I need to try, you know. But don't forget to bring this.
Yeah.
It's very important. We need to take care of everyone.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alexandria Pepperminette, and today I'll be showing off the 3 lovely little paintings I made for the Young Artist Gallery. And starting off with this one, I guess, so standing by it, is the fairy and the flower. I made this as a sort of art challenge because my girlfriend told me I should draw a flower, so I was like, alright, and I couldn't just leave it at a flower, so of course I added a fairy woman as well. There's not a whole lot of story to this one, actually. The girl's name is Lillian, and I've unfortunately never done much for her, so hopefully she can get the development that she needs soon.
Yeah, she's looking pretty sad over there.
She's sad because she doesn't have any story. Next over here, we have little Tali. He can neither walk nor fly after a demon attempted to rip out his wings. And because of that, everyone really started to pamper and baby him, but not in a way that he liked, in a way that made him feel useless. That made him think like, oh, well, I guess this is just how I am. I'm too weak to look after myself. I'm not strong enough to do anything. Until he realized that it was just like other people saying that. And then he finally like found it in himself to view himself as being strong. And he decided to leave and set off on an adventure to find his own strengths.
That's a good story.
And then last but not least, we have the flirty merman, Lorlor. I like this one a lot. This is, well, Lorlor, and he is incredibly flirty. When he was younger, he was incredibly anxious, and he worried and stressed about everything. Until one day he was just like, okay, what if I just not worried and stressed about everything? Never that easy. And then he just decided to let free and be himself, and you know, he became very flirty and very fun, and he decided to take risks more often and just be very good with the flow. He also kind of thought like, well, the world's gonna end one day and no one will remember my mistakes, so who cares if I make them?
Well, I think we could all take a lesson from that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you, do you ever forget the story of one? Because you've got a lot of art now. It's been a few years, and do you go back and look at a painting and go, what was the story?
No, usually not. Certain doodles I'll find and I'll be like, man, I don't remember why I made this doodle. But for paintings, I can usually always remember the stories behind them, since they're like my characters, and it's always like a chunk of their backstory I've turned into a painting.
Cool, can we expect to see a book one day in your future?
I would love to. Writing a book is very hard, I found out. But I really do want to try and write a book someday. I have so many ideas. I'm just not sure how to like transfer them onto paper in a way that's readable and not boring.
You have the notes jotted down for each one of these though, so?
I do tend to write down everyone's backstories, or I have it all memorized. It's hard sometimes when it's a character with a loose story like Lorlor. He's just kind of like a character in the world at the moment. So I wouldn't be able to write like a full like book about him. I don't have a lot of, I guess, completed stories, and that's one of the things that kind of like holds me back a bit.
Yeah. Well, I figured if you jot down the notes on them, you know, sometime when you're like 30, you can go back and look at all the cool stuff that you made paintings and stuff of, and then that's when you write your book.
Yeah, should do that. Yeah. I have so many notebooks and I'm too afraid to use them.
Use them.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Pepper.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
Toodles, everyone.
Thank you so much to Radha, Julio, and Pepper for participating this evening. So before we end the show, I did want to tell you a little bit about our next big event that we're doing at the Downtown Arts District. So in order to do that, I am going to share my screen with you. I promise it's worth it. Yes, and there it is. It's the 11th annual De los Muertos Monster event. Artist opening, reception, and outdoor dining experience. And this is on October 15th, 2020 from 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So this event is very special because, of course, we're in our 11th year, and it was something that we did at City Arts Factory when we were just down the street in the place where we were founded. The 11th annual Dia de los Muertos and Monster event is a themed exhibition at City Arts Orlando and an outdoor experience with live performances, vendors, and more. Now, in its 11th year, The Dia de los Muertos and Monster Art exhibitions will showcase Day of the Dead and Halloween-themed art, inspired by both of these holidays and created by artists that are local, regional, and sometimes international. So it's really cool, and it's our largest submission show of the year. And this unique art exhibition will be paired with an outdoor experience on opening night that features food, vendors, live entertainment, and so much more. But we are in a pandemic, so we've made lots of changes to the event. We will no longer do this giant block party outside.